Hello, everyone, and welcome to welcome to today's webinar. The topic of today is trading strategies using the MT4Professional Scanner. I want to remind everybody that we are here for educational purposes only, that Resilient Traders and MT4Professional are not registered trading advisors, so we cannot give you specific trade advice. But what we can do is train and educate you on the proper use of our platform to develop a trading plan that is both consistently profitable and successful. Trading with Forex, stocks, options, futures, cryptocurrencies has a large potential for reward, and you can make a lot of money, but it also carries a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. So make sure that you understand the risks involved and that you're willing to accept them in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. Do not trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so please get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. And never ever trade in a live account until you have first proven that you can consistently and profitably trade a simulated account. And only then can you start working on the mind game. Thank you for coming to our webinar today. If you do have questions or comments during today's presentation, then over on the right-hand side of your GoToWebinar control panel is a questions pane. Please enter your question or comments there, and I'll be glad to get to them in the order that they're received. My name is Randy Lindsay. I'm your trade coach and operations director here at MT4Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinale. He's our product development director and all things technology guru. So we are here to help you and educate you and to train you on the use of the MT4Professional platform and scanner. So please ask questions as we go along, or sit back, relax, and just listen and enjoy the presentation. Today we're going to be talking about trading strategies. We're going to be going through 3, 4, maybe 5 different strategies using the MT4Professional platform. We're going to talk about what the platform is and what a market scanner is, and I'll be going through a live demonstration. But before we get into that, I want to ask a very quick question through a poll to find out how many of you are currently using the platform or not. So if you're currently using MT4Professional and you're a current client, then just let us know. If you are not, just let us know why. And then we'll get right on with today's presentation. Okay, thank you. Wow, okay, well that helps me a lot. Okay, so we've got okay, more replies. I'm looking for at least one more, and then I can move on. I'm about 50-50 right now. Okay. So we've got about 50% of the class are already using it and absolutely love it. Another 50% are just not interested at the moment, but hopefully after today's presentation, you'll have more information to make a more informed decision. All right, so let's get back to the presentation. I'll be going through the trading strategies that we're going to be talking about. I'll spend less time in this section since there are more people in the class that are currently users and have already gone through the training. So I'll spend less time on the actual presentation and more time on the actual demonstration and showing you how these strategies can be set up and used. EMA and prices pure price action strategy, where you're looking for moves of price either greater or less than a moving average, and so you're trying to detect that move. A MACD signal is very popular because it's looking for convergence or divergence of a moving average relative to a signal line, and it can be a very good signal for entering or exiting a trade. Moving average crossovers are extremely well in determining trend and direction and helping you to see overall direction of your trade. EMA, price, MACD, and signal, relative strength, those are combination indicators that can be put together into a single strategy to help you refine the entries or the exits if you're looking to do that. And then there's always the ever popular alligator indicator, alligator strategy that uses 3 moving averages over a much longer period of time. And the focus on that is hourly, daily, weekly, monthly type charts. The MT4 Professional Scanner can scan in real time all of these strategies plus many more and can alert you when the conditions are met for a potential trade. So what is the scanner and what is MT4 Professional? I'll spend a little bit on this, but you've got over 50 Forex pairs, 20 CFDs, 9 different time frames just on MT4 alone, not looking at any of the other platforms. That's over 630 combinations to check for potential opportunities. Do you really think that you can do this manually? That you can go through and find these all these opportunities? You'll find a few here and there, obviously, but often you're going to be missing opportunities. Well, trading on different instruments in today's environment is a must because if you want to be profitable, you've got to always have a trade in front of you. Trading uncorrelated instruments is a way to remove the uncertainty of the trade and to put you in the driver's seat to diversify your portfolio and balance your trading. So a perfect solution to this is a market scanner. And a market scanner automatically scans the market for any market situation, looking for symbols, timeframes based on your custom rules, standard indicators, or custom indicators that you provide. So like a signal indicator or signal provider, it's a tool that allows you to analyze all of the strategies that you want using whatever indicator that you have at your disposal. Here's a simple example of a cross of 2 moving averages where the fast moving average is a 15 period, the slow is a 30, and the bullish cross would be green, the bearish cross would be red. So with any of these symbols across multiple time frames, I can very quickly determine a potential trade setup, potential reversals or entry into consolidation, strong trends, and so forth. And so I've got a lot of information at my disposal from this setup. So if I had an automatic tool that did all this for me, it would be extremely valuable. Here's another example. You know, if you're looking at what a market scanner can do for you, well, if it's doing all of this for you automatically, you can focus on more important things like getting your mind where it belongs or managing your trade. You know, once the rules are met for your strategy, then you focus on executing the trade and hitting your profit targets or keeping your losses at your risk tolerance. So here's another example over on the right where we're looking at EMA and price. There's a pure price action strategy that looks for price to be greater than or less than a 15 period exponential moving average. So with these symbols and multiple time frames, I can very quickly see a lot of different things going on. Strong trends, I can see reversals, I can see potential congestion and a return to existing trends. So there's a lot of good information that I can get from this and really good potential trade setups that are available to me just from this simple layout. So I keep talking about multiple time frames. Do you know that trading multiple time frames gives you a higher probability of a profitable trade and it lowers the risk in the trade, and it's due to correlation. It's one of the advantages of using multiple time frame technical analysis. So if you look at the 3 different envelopes I've got here on the right, the faster the time frame, the noisier the envelope will be. But notice how it smooths out as it goes into the longer time frames. And if you're trading the faster time frames, you're going to have a higher probability of a profitable exit if you're trading in the direction of the longer term trend. Okay, so if you're trying to take trades that are contrary to the overall trend direction, chances are very good you're going to get stopped out, and you're going to be collecting a lot of losing trades. The idea is to always trade in the direction of the longer or higher time frame trend. So if you had a market scanner then that could search for these types of setups based on our rules and verified by multiple time frame technical analysis, it would be an extremely valuable tool. Here's a quick example of multiple time frame technical analysis where I'm looking at a 4-hour daily and weekly chart setup on the Euro US dollar. You can see right here is a cross of my EMA with price action, a close greater than the 15 period. I have a MACD bullish signal where I have the histogram being greater than the signal line. I also have a rising relative strength that's coming out of an oversold condition, and it's giving me a bullish trend. So those are the three conditions I need to see in order to execute the trade. Now I need to validate that this trade is actually going to give me a higher probability setup. So I look at the daily chart, MACD and relative strength to determine if they're going to give me the same directional move. I do have a bullish signal on my MACD, and I can see bullish trend of rising building strength after coming out of a oversold condition. So these are confirmation that I'm going in the right direction. Last but not least, my weekly chart is giving me rising relative strength. I've got strength coming out of an oversold condition and rising, which is telling me I'm moving in the right direction. So that confirms this as an entry. And as you can see, the entry at this point would have yielded over 300 pips of profit on the trade. So you get a higher probability the trade will end in profit and a lower risk entry. It's a powerful combination for any trader. It shows you the importance of using multiple timeframes in your trading. And if you have a market scanner that uses multiple timeframe technical analysis, that would be extremely valuable as it does all of that for you automatically. As professional traders, though, when we were looking for a scanner to do that work for us, we couldn't find any on MT4 or MT5. What we did find were platforms that were too complex to configure, which meant you had to be a programmer to use them. They were unstable or maybe even a single tool not well integrated with the system. They were incompatible with the instruments we were trading or the indicators that we wanted to use, and there are a lot of other issues that we ran into. So the solution that we came up with was to build our own for our own daily trading, and word got out and we started making it available to other people, and all of a sudden it became the #1 market scanner on MT4 and MT5. Right now it's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for setups that match your unique criteria and rules. And when you find a good setup, MT4Professional allows you to enhance your trade with multiple time frame technical analysis, which really is not easy to do on MT4 or MT5. Well, stay tuned for more. We're going to go right into the demonstration here in just a little bit, but I want to let you guys know that we are in crowdfunding right now. The Trading Market Scanner, which is a platform that we're putting together that is platform independent, is gone into a crowdfunding mode. So that gives you an opportunity to get on board with us, to be investing in and growing with us as we grow. And so what a Trading Market Scanner is, it's a brand new standalone mobile market scanner that's like MT4Professional, but you don't have to have MT4 running in the background. You don't have to have MT5 running in the background. It will be a standalone scanner. It can scan for any real-time data, any of your strategies, and alert you when these criteria are met. It's just not limited to Forex or CFDs anymore, but also includes stocks, cryptocurrencies, etc. So it opens the floodgate for a lot more instruments. You can do your trades on any platform, any instrument, anytime the market is open, so you're not going to be limited in any way. And you can also receive real-time alerts of setups that meet your specific criteria. So I've given you that information. So we're currently pursuing crowdfunding. So here's the link if you would like to find out more about that. Sorry about that. Let me go back. Let me paste that into the chat box there so you can check it out. There are some perks available if you choose to invest with us, like a lifetime license to the Trading Market Scanner, or even a lifetime license for MT4 Professional Platinum platform. We're currently testing the waters to see if there is sufficient support. So even if you try to give us money, then you won't be able to. We're just trying to get out there to see if you're interested. Just want to make sure you know that we are testing waters to gauge investor interest. We haven't actually gone out and filed a Form C yet. And until we do that, we want to make sure that we have enough people behind us before we actually go out and do that. We're using a platform called WeFunder. So it's independent, third party. We never see any of the money directly. So we want to make sure that you know, we're doing all of this above board, and we just are looking for your interest right now. So use the link that I had just given you to find out more information about that. Thank you very much. So let's get right into the demonstration today. I launched my MT4 platform. And as you can see, I can use any MT4 setups I'm doing, but I don't have MT4 Professional running right now. I've got just regular MT4 because I want to show you some of the limitations that we are always running into. Like you don't have one-click integration. So I can't go over here and click on my symbol list and expect it to come and populate my charts. I have to physically drag and drop each symbol over onto the chart in order to be able to see that. Also, if I want to look at multiple time frames at the same time, then you know I can see an hourly chart here, and I can see my 30 and my 15-minute. Well, this envelope is this envelope is this envelope, but I need to be able to pinpoint any point along the line if I don't want to use the current time. I have to middle mouse click and roll over and identify the time and date on the bottom in order to use that. And then I have to go over to this chart, find that same time and date, and then I have to go over to this chart and do the same thing. It's really tedious. It's not the easiest thing to do. We've made some enhancements to that. If you go into full screen mode, notice the amount of real estate that you lose on the bottom, and you can see that it's really easy to get out of sync when you're trying to move back and forth between your market watch and your navigator and your data windows and so forth and your screens. And so it's really important to be able to have full use and full access to all of your real estate. So let's go ahead and launch MT4 Professional. I have it set up as a profile on the platform. So let me go ahead and launch that for you. First thing you'll notice is that it comes up as a configuration manager. So it's a little bit different than what you're used to, is that when MT4 or MT5 first launch, you'll get a bunch of charts. But here you get a configuration manager that asks you what you want to use. In this case, I'm looking for an EMA and price setup. This first strategy we're going to be looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and load that configuration, and that will give me a predefined set of charts and symbols and a scanner rule set. Now these are rules that I've already put together that are using the strategy for EMA and price to look for it. So you can see on my charts I have a 15-period exponential moving average, and I can see how it's reacting to price. I have it on multiple time frames as well. So you can see the blue crosshair. If I were to scroll back in time, I can get this thing off here. If I scroll back in time, then you can see that I can click on the chart at any point, and the crosshair automatically goes to that exact same point on all of my time frames, helping me to see what's there. So I can see that this close below my EMA is not supported right now because I'm greater than and greater than on that. So it is coming down and is going in the correct direction. It's just I don't have any good support for that. So it could consolidate and turn around if I didn't want to, but you could see that the price action closed well below the floor support of my 15-minute, which is a good confirmation. So a close below with a close below support is a good confirmation of a directional trade. And if you have a confirmed close also on your 30-minute chart, then that could give you a potential entry on that trade. If you're waiting for a close below the EMA on your 15-minute chart, it might be a little bit late because you're only getting 2 time frames, and you might as well just trade the 15-minute instead of the 5-minute chart because it'll just be too slow for you. So it depends on your strategy and what it is that you're looking for. But what the scanner is doing is it's telling you this information right now. It says that right now on the trade, it's saying that the 5-minute is bullish. It says that the 15-minute is bullish, but it says that the 30-minute is bearish. Okay, it's because the close of the price bar is less than the EMA. So the 30-minute is telling you this might change, that this price action, even though it's looking bullish, can very easily transition back into a bearish trend. Then you'd want to try to establish a short trade rather than a long trade. So you'll see it first on the 5-minute. The 5-minute will switch over first, and then you'll see it possibly the 15-minute. If it's a strong move, you'll get a 5 and a 15-minute change at the same time. So right here, you can see once this bar closes at the end of the 5-minute bar, you will get an alert signal and a potential for a trade entry that resumes the overall longer-term trend, because we expect a response and a reaction when price comes up to the longer-term trend line. Let's look at the configuration manager for this. The edit bar. On the right-hand side, there's a picture of my charts. This is where you set up the chart layout, the look and the setup of all the charts that you have on the screen. So by clicking that, then you can see that I have a large frame 5-minute chart and 2 smaller half frames of a 15 and a 30-minute. And each one of them are displaying an EMA and price template. Now I can use any template that I want. By clicking the plus sign, I can go to my template directory on my computer and find any templates that I've developed and use it as my display preference. You can use any display preference that you like. You can change these and make the sizes to be any size and layout that you want, and you can have a lot of different charts laid out depending upon what your strategy is. On the left-hand side, there's an image of a symbol list and a scanner. So that's the scanner panel. So let's click on it. Now you can see the left-hand side, you can configure your symbol list. By clicking on that, you can, on the left-hand side, you can see a list of all of the symbols that are at my disposal that my broker provides me. These are all the crypto, the Forex, the CFDs that might be available to me right now. By selecting these and clicking the right button, then it'll add it to my current list. You can see that if I don't really want that on my list, it's very easy to remove it. If I want to search through any symbol, like say anything that has an AUD attached to it, then you can see the AUD symbol is now part of all those. And if I wanted to select all of these, then all I have to do is just hold my shift key down or my control key down, just select only the ones I want, or I can do my shift key and select a whole group of them. All right. So anything that you set up and use, you can do that. If you already have a list made, you can start from another configuration and pull that same list in without having to recreate it. Now let's get to the scanner itself. The scanner has all of the rules that you would use to implement your strategy. In this case, this is the price action strategy. So we're looking at price relative to a exponential moving average. So let's go and open up this strategy by clicking the pencil and edit button, edit icon on the actual name of the strategy itself. I call it main color rule because it's the rules that I use to change the color of the cells. But you can call it anything that you like. You can call it Elvis Presley if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter as long as you have a meaningful name and a rule set that you follow. I'm looking at, for my first comparison, under my first condition set, which is bullish, I'm looking for the closer price to be greater than or equal to the 15-period exponential moving average. All right, you can set that up by clicking the plus sign, choosing your indicator. Under the standard indicators, you can pick any indicator from MT4 or MT5. You can even include any of the price variables. If you select price, then you can see you have current price, open, the close, the high, and the low of any particular price bar. So you can do that. I particularly chose the close for this instance. All right, I want to cancel out of this. The second one is the indicator moving average. You can see it's a 15-period exponential, and if I were to edit that, then I can change the properties for that. If I didn't want it to be a 15-period, I could change it to make it a 30 if I was interested. The shift is available in case you want to look at historical values of the moving average or to determine whether it's sloping or trending up or down. The method that you are using right here, as you see, it's exponential, but you can change it to any of the supported variables. And then the price, it's applied to the closing of price. Again, the shift variable is the same as the shift here. It just allows you to go back in time to look at a moving average value that was historical. Okay. If I want to add another condition to this, so in case I want to see the price close greater than the EMA, but I also want to see that a 15 period is greater than a 20 period simple moving average, then I can click the plus sign and add any indicator that I want. So by clicking plus, I'll just add the 15 here. I want to see the close is greater than 15, and I want to see that the 15 is greater than a 20 period EMA. So I'll select trend, select moving average. I'll use that indicator. I'll make this a 20 period simple moving average based on closer price. Okay, so now I need to see that the closer price is greater than the EMA and that the EMA is greater than the 20 period. So I want to make sure that it's been established and is moving in a bullish direction. Then I'll change the color of the cell to be green. If either or of these are false, then this entire thing will be false. Even though this is true, this one can be false and it won't give it me a green signal. So then it's going to go over and test condition set 2. So it's going to look to see if the closer price is less than that EMA. And if I want to be parallel, or if I want to be correlated to my original condition set, then I need to add the same potential setup. So I need to look to make sure that that 15 period in this case is less than. And I don't have to enter it again because I've already entered it once, so the 20. And I'm set up. I've got my additional configuration parameters put in and I'm already ready to go. So for every time frame I apply this rule to, it will perform these tests, okay? I'll hit the cancel button because I don't want to change my rules. Here's where you can see I have them applied to specific time frames. So you can see I have a 5-minute, that the main color rule is turned on. I have a 15-minute, and I have a 30-minute. you can see I can add any time frame that I want. So if I wanted to add an hourly, and here it automatically put an hour in for me, I select the color rules available to me. In this case, there's only one. Turn it on, and it's done. That's how quick it is to add an additional time frame if you're looking for multiple time frames. Right? If you want to change the time frames, just use the simple pull down menu and change the time frame to whatever you have available on the platform. And if you find that you are using more than you need, then just get rid of the ones you don't need and you're good to go. If you have a scanner that you've already put together on another configuration and you want to start with it, but you want to modify it slightly and still keep the other one, then click the Start from Another Configuration button, and that will create a copy of the other configuration file and present it to you here, and it will have the exact same time frames and names and indicators of the previous one. And all you have to do is just edit it and change it around to suit your particular change iteration. It's a really quick way to improve and to generate a strategy that works for you. Whenever you have it done and working and you validated that it's a good strategy, then click the real-time notifications button here, and whether you want to include a snapshot with it or not. And if you want, and then it will give you notifications on your computer, whether you've set up email notifications or screen notifications and sound. If you set up your phone number, or if you give us your, not us, but give the members area set up a Telegram account, then you can get those same real-time alerts through an SMS message or into your Telegram account. Always click the Save button. You'll get a check mark. And then whenever you click the Save button, close the window and always load the strategy so that you get all of the changes that you've just made to your setup. Now, all of this platforms and configurations are saved to the cloud, so everything's backed up and available to you 24/7, and you don't have to worry about losing any of your data or any problems that occur from that. MT4Professional data, since it is cloud backed up, you can download it at any point, even if you lose your hard drive, if your computer is stolen, or if you're traveling and you need to be able to check on something in an emergency. You can log into any MT4 platform, log into your account, download MT4Professional, and all of your strategies, all of your configurations will automatically be available to you. Also, if you are working with a team, then or if you need to be able to set up configurations, then on the bottom right corner of the configuration manager is a share icon. This share icon allows you to share all the work that you've done setting the charts up and the configuration and the rules for your scanner, and share them with any other user on MT4Professional's platform so that everyone can be on the same page at the same time. It's a really quick way to get your whole team up and running, and you don't miss a beat. All right, so let me pull up another setup here. And if you guys have any specific questions or a specific strategy that you want me to take a look at, just let me know. Put it into the questions panel or the chat box, and I'll be glad to give it a look. This is a little more complex setup where we're looking at 3 different indications for strategies. I'm gonna pull up the data window real quick and show you that on this window, I do have a 15-period exponential moving average. I have a MACD that gives me 2 different outputs, the MACD histogram and the signal line. And I have a 14-period relative strength that I can test for. So all of this information is available to me through the data window, and sometimes is good to have if you have multiple indicators running. You need to know which output is available to you that you're going to be looking for. Okay. So for this particular setup, I'm looking for the price relative to the EMA. I'm looking for this crossover of my MACD, the signal line and the histogram, and I'm looking for the slope or the trend of my relative strength. So let me pull up my configuration, edit that. I want to do it so I can see it. So I'll move this down a little bit. And I will edit my scanner. Now I have it defined as a strong signal. Now this strong signal is the one that I'm using. I have two different ones, but the only one for the 4-hour is the strong signal. He's using 3 different indications for my first condition set. And I'm looking at the MACD cross. So the first one, I'm looking at the base indicator, which is the histogram. And it needs to be less than the signal line, which is the second one. Okay. And I need to see that price is less than the 15-period exponential moving average. And I need to see a negative slope on the relative strength. So in this case, I'm looking for the shifted relative strength. I'm looking 2 bars back right there. So if you edit that indicator, then you can see I've used the indicator shift value to look 2 bars back to find the value. And I compare that value 2 bars back to the current relative strength. So if you look at that on a chart, if you see the current relative strength and then you look 2 bars back, then you can see that this value is greater than this value. So if relative strength 2 bars back is greater than the current one, then the slope is moving downward. And this would be true. So if I have the bearish MACD, a close below, and RSI sloping down, that's bearish. And I want to see a red sell. Okay. If any of these conditions are not true, then it's going to go and execute this condition set and check for the exact same thing, just the opposite. It's looking for a bullish cross on the MACD and the price action and a upward moving slope. Basically, the historical relative strength has to be less than the current, and that will give us a bullish trend. Turn it green. If either of these are not true, then the sell will be yellow, showing that the trade has not been set up yet, and it's just waiting for a condition to be met. Okay. Notice I have this applied to a 4-hour, and a daily, but I have the trend color rule applied to my weekly. The trend color rule is simply looking at the price action. It's looking to see whether it's greater than or less than the 15-period EMA. So you can see here on the chart, the 15-period EMA, if it's less than, you can see it's been on an extremely long downtrend. Now it's crossed over and we're on the same uptrend. But at the current moment, we're starting to see a trend starting to go sideways. We still have higher highs and higher lows, so we're still in an uptrend, but we're starting to see that change because price is closing below the EMA, but then at times comes right back and closes above it again. So overall, we're still bullish in trend, but we're waiting for that bullish trend to be broken either by a lower high or a lower low or a confirmed pattern reversal like a double top or a candle, a doji, or something that will give us a potential reversal, head and shoulders and so forth. Okay, so we're looking for that kind of information from the longer term weekly chart. All right, questions? Okay. Well, let me show you then. If you happen to be in the middle of one of these trades and you need to go to lunch or you have a meeting you got to get to, all you have to do is just pull up your browser. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. And here's my browser. Go to the MT4Professional members area. So by going to the MT4Professional.com website, click on the sign in if you are a client, then you'll have your sign-in credentials that you get when you first start your subscription. Go to the members area. You can install the software, download it from any page, follow the onboarding steps to get yourself set up and running. If you need to, we have a knowledge base that you can access 24/7 that helps you to get started, goes through all of the configuration management sections, and even helps you set up your Telegram notifications, or if you need to change your subscriptions, all the information that you need is at your fingertips. But if you go back to the members portal, look for on the menu bar on the top, the real-time scanner. So by clicking on that real-time scanner, then you'll see that I have the ability to choose an MT4 or MT5 account that I might be running. Right now, I've got an MT4 account set up and I'm running on a demo account on this platform. Now you can see that it gave me a scanner layout, which is exactly the same as the layout that I have on my computer. So this is my mobile device though. So I'm sitting here on my iPhone. This is a browser, but I'll be sitting on my iPhone or my tablet device, and I need to be able to check this, and I need to find out if it's a trade opportunity. So when I see that the dollar Canadian has gone green from a longer term red trend, I want to see that. So I'm going to click on the dollar Canadian, and when I do that on my mobile device, it's going to change the symbol on my computer. It's going to take a snapshot and it's going to send it to me, letting me see and analyze this particular setup. I can see I've got on my 4-hour a nice potential triple bottom coming in. I also can see from the daily that this is a very strong floor of support. And then from the weekly, it's coming in that same setup. So looking at my indications, I can see I do have a cross. This is bullish and this is a bullish trend, but then at the same time, I've got bearishness there. So this isn't quite ready. I do see the bullish nature that's there. So there's a potential of it coming in, but it's just not quite ready yet. I need a little bit more time in order for me to take this as a potential trade. So you can see it's a very valuable tool to help me to see these potential trade setups. I can analyze it really quickly, and I don't even have to go back to the office to do it. I can do it on the run from my mobile scanner. But if I do find a trade that setup that is good and I want to execute the trade, then all I have to do is pull up my trade platform, my broker account on my mobile device, execute the trade right there, and I can just get right back to my lunch. So it's a really nice feature that you can use. Any of these snapshots that you take, or if you use the snapshot icon on the platform, then you have access to those in the members area as well. You can tag them, you can organize them to be anything specific that you're looking for. If you want to look for any particular groupings of setups, then you can pull those up, look at these things, and if you have made them global, shareable, then we provide you a link so that you can link and share them on any of your social media that you want to do. You want to let people see what you're looking at and the details of the specific trade. You can also share the entire page with the link at the top by either making it a public or a private page, and we give you access to all of that. All right, so let me very quickly then, since there aren't any questions, go back to my presentation and make you guys a special offer. I know there was a few of you have already got a subscription going, but there are a few of you who didn't, so I want to be able to give you the opportunity to start your trial at this point. So you'll get full-featured MT4 or MT5 platform. You can run both of them if you want to, but one, if you take the basic subscription, one will be in a simulated account and one will be in a live account. You get exclusive access to the Skype community where all of our MT4 professional users are trading 24/7. So you have access to that. You get access to unlimited configuration storage, unlimited Telegram messages, emails, and push notifications, and you get up to 100 SMS message notifications per month. If you go over this limit, you can always add to that, and that's not a problem at all. And you also get dozens of pre-configured presets. Those are the strategies that are already pre-configured and ready for you to use on the platform. We have a potential value for that, but we offer it on a subscription basis. We initially put that down for $194 a month, but we always reduce that for our people that are in the webinar, 50% off of the normal subscription rate to $97 a month. You get a 14-day free trial to access this and to use this. Now, this discount is applied for the lifetime of your subscription, so it does not go away after a month or after 3 months. And you get full 14 days to try it out to see if it's for you. The link to try this out is mt4professional.com/trial. I'll get the link here and I'll post it in the chat box for you. mt4professional.com/trial. Start your 14-day trial today. You will not be charged a penny until after the 14 days are completed. You can cancel anytime during the trial, and then your subscription will be canceled, and you still can use the full 14 days if you want to. But the discount goes away if you cancel within that and decide you want to come back into it later on. If you cancel it and then want to come back in and reactivate that again, then all you have to do is contact us and let us know, and we'll be glad to reinstate your discount price. So use the email support@mt4professional.com. That's support@mt4professional.com. I'll put that in the chat box as well. If you have any specific questions, if you need support, you need someone to help you through. And we also provide you with a live one-on-one training to get you up and running if you need it. So we make all that available to you. All right, so I'll go back to my platform and the demonstration. We have about 10 minutes left today. So please ask me a question. If you have any information that you want me to share with you, I'll be glad to do that and help you get going on that. Any specific questions? No? Okay. You can use any custom indicator, even if you wrote it yourself. You do that through the use of the data window. So by opening the data window, if the indicator outputs to the data window, and that means you can see it, and you can see which output that you are specifically looking to use. For example, the MACD has 2 different outputs. The histogram is output number 1, and the signal line is output number 2. So in the software, that's all you have to worry about configuring is outputs 1 and 2. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And once it's linked, it's always linked. You can always go back in and configure it and change it around if you need to. Notice how the charts resize automatically whenever the screen changes. I can go into full screen mode and everything resizes automatically. I don't have to worry about that. One-click integration, I can change any symbol just by clicking on it one time. Multiple time frame technical analysis, just by scrolling and moving my crosshairs, I can check multiple time frames at the same time all over the place. If I have a specific symbol support, then by clicking on the settings icon, you can change your prefix or the postfix of your instruments and always be up to speed regardless of what your settings are. So I can use the with or without postfix symbols at the same time. But your broker will only allow you to trade with the postfix indications. This is in demonstration mode, so I can set up and use any of these. But if you want to trade it, then you'll have to use the supplied indicator that your broker wants you to use. You're not limited to the number of strategies that you can run. Like I showed you before, I have on this particular one multiple strategies. I also have another one that I use that has multiple strategies as well. Let me see if I can pull that one up. So on this particular configuration, you can see that the 5-minute has 3 different signals that light up. The second time frame has 2 different signals that light up, and the third time frame only has 1. So I'm looking at 3, 2, 1 setup on this specific function. So if I look at the scanner configuration for this, then by checking that out, you can see that I have 3 different strategies that I'm actually searching for at the same time on the same time frame. A trend strategy, a volume strategy, and a heat map. The second time frame, I'm just looking for 2 of those, just the volume and the heat map. And the longer time frame, I am just looking at my volume. So the other 2 I haven't clicked off. It's very easy to turn them on or to turn them off. So you can see I have that set up to very quickly do that. But my specific strategy, I need to look for all these to be the same color. I'm looking for a strong, either long or short trend. When I see any of these out of trend, I know that it's still setting up and it's not ready for a particular trade. Okay. And I can very quickly rifle through my scanner here and see that there really isn't anything at the moment that's set up for a potential trade. It's obvious this is not a good time of day to be trading. So most people aren't trading during this time of day, but you can see that there are some potential setups that are looking good, like the Aussie New Zealand down here. You can see that it's got some midterm correction going on, but it's an overall downward trend. You can see an overall upward trend in the pound Aussie. All right, so you're looking for that to be potentially changing and giving you a good directional trade. Here, the Euro Aussie is a nice strong trade. The Euro Canadian is a nice strong trade there. So those are some information that you can get from that. That's telling you that the trend, the volume, the momentum is moving in either bullish or the bearish direction. And I can do that very quickly just by looking at my scanner results. All right. Well, there aren't any other questions going on. So if you don't have any more comments or questions, then I can hang around just for a little bit to give you a little more time to put a question in, but I don't have anything else to share with you at this time. Flavio, I look forward to your rescheduled one-on-one session with me. So if you have the question now, we could do that, or you can wait for that, then that would be fine too. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day then. I appreciate you being part of the webinar. This has been recorded and will be available to you in about an hour or so after it's done compiling. And we'll send it out to you in an email with the link to download and to view the video if you need to go back over it again. Thank you for your time and attention. We do this every 2 weeks, live presentation. So we'll see you on next week's presentation. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.